You're tuned to Novidade TV, a Cape Verdean production.
Alô, alô, ninguém, bem-vindos a mais uma edição de Novidade TV. Meu é Luís da Silva Lopes. Nós também apanhamos hoje ali de India Point Park. Hoje nós estamos num evento ainda muito mais especial, para modo de criar um monumento ali nesse parque que assinala a chegada de Cape Verdeanos nos Estados Unidos, ali onde que a Argentina e outros barcos tinham sido chegando naquele tempo de Falucho. Portanto, cria uma memória ali para sempre, para honra, vida e chegada de Cabo Verdeanos nos Estados Unidos. Portanto, hoje não participa numa marcha que toma lugar para falar sobre isso e não também fala com membros e organizadores das marchas. Eu fico conosco ali na Novidade TV.
This park, which was a spot given to our group to develop this sign, this image there, which embraces a sense of this bay, which is how we came to America, but also where the wealth from College Hill and the Brown family went out to get it. And we're very fortunate that we have Carol Johnson, our landscape architect, who helped us design this park, which we want to bring to fruition.
I was thinking about what would make the park especially meaningful. And what I tried to do was put two walls, and on those walls would be the names of the original Cape Verdeans who settled here. And then there would be a small amphitheater where you could have musical programs and speeches and gatherings of people just to sit on the steps and look out at the view, which is worth looking at. And I put a ramp here so that somebody handicapped who's in a wheelchair could come down, and the edge of the amphitheater over the water, I thought that at one end there would be in the raised edge a map of the Cape Verde Islands, and at the other end there would be a map of the coastline of Providence, Rhode Island. And I noted two flagpoles, one here, one here. One of them would be the Cape Verde flag, and one would be the American flag. And this amphitheater is just steps up, and I would like to have it made of granite so that it will last forever. And then there are benches with backs to them back here for people who need to sit on benches with backs. The stones give the slope for the ramp down for the wheelchairs and take care of the grade over here. So, and this walkway will lead people in to this special place.
We're here where 100 years ago or more, Teresa's father sailed down this bay and landed at India Point. This was the portal for 100 years later, their descendants to fight for this. We have no choice, my Oliveira, Andrade, Barnes, Lopes, Bento, Joseph Cousins. We have to do this. So let's have a moment of reflection. Let's thank everybody who made this happen. Let's thank Sidi. Let's thank Novidade TV. Let's thank all of the members of the Fox Point Cape Verdean Heritage Committee who've been working together as a team and a family for 10 years. None of us are getting paid for this because this is a treasure of the heart. We're only here for a minute, but this is about a lifetime. We're going to release a memory lantern, which is the symbol of all the ancestors who aren't here with us. And part of that memory lantern is the beginning of our push to do this as an annual event to celebrate our legacy.
Right now we're going to speak with one of the person that was in front of the march carrying the flag. Tell us a little bit about your experience of this march. What can you share with the community?
Well, I was born and raised on Pike Street here in Fox Point. As a child, I remember coming by this pier right here and swimming in this water. My whole life has been Fox Point, practically.
You participate in the march. Can you tell us how you feel about it, your assessment of this event today?
This was a sensational event. I recognize fully that this is really, in a sense, hallowed ground. Cape Verdean people were actually the first group of African people to come here as free in mass. Mm-hmm. And so, in Amilcar Cabral is, I have said, as a scholar and an activist, the greatest revolutionary and liberator that we have seen of the 20th century. And so, for me, this event and marking this moment and this history in this place was sacred for me.
I always like to do things like this because it brings people together. It brings so many stuff like out here, and if they are able to do this thing, I think we'll all benefit from it.
I think the march was fun, and I hope it gets a lot of support for the park because I think the park is important. It tells the story of some very valuable people and how they arrived, and their memory is important.
It's important because it's to get the word out what Cape Verdeans are. Our parents landed, my father landed here in 1920. He came over from Cape Verde. So we wanted as our history something that would, let everybody know we are here. We landed here. This is part of our land.
I saw you presenting the monument earlier. Can you tell us a little bit about it and how did you get involved with it?
Well, someone asked me because I like doing parks, and memorial parks are particularly interesting to me. And this is especially interesting because the Cape Verdeans came here and landed here and contributed a great deal to American society. So I wanted to design something that would thank the Cape Verdeans and make a gesture toward their contribution, and that's how I designed the plan for the park.
Can you just give us a little assessment of the whole thing, the march itself, and why, so our people can really understand?
So this is the first paid entrada in the United States for the Cape Verdeans in Rhode Island. And the reason we were marching today was to celebrate the ancestors, but also to promote the awareness of this site here that our group has been given by the city to develop as a memorial place for the Cape Verdean community, but more than that, for everybody who came as part of the transatlantic migration on the bay. Because we landed here, but also the wealth that made America came out from Providence and the bay in Bristol, from the Browns, from the slave ships. So this bay and the water really speaks to who we are as Cape Verdeans.
Claire started this about 10 years ago, and then we went to the Parks Commission. We got green lighted for the land. This is our land. It's supposed to be 1,200 square feet. Originally, we were supposed to start at South Main and Planet Street. They told us that they moved us to Point Street. And then at Point Street, they said, come here. So we've been here for about 3 years. We've been trying to get this, but every now and then we're running into stumbling blocks.
In terms of process, our group applied to the city, to the park commissioners. They unanimously approved the design by Carol Johnson. We came back with the plan, became a nonprofit to create the capital campaign to build it, and it stalled. It stalled in the transition of city government, and right now we're trying to push past that so we can get the engineering design survey of the site so that we can create the final plan and have it completed by the deadline that we have for the build of 2019.
In 2014, we were green lighted to go. And so we have till 2017 to actually start the bill.
So we're on a time-sensitive push. I think it's mostly political. I hope people recognize that what we're doing is important for everybody and that for all Cape Verdeans, because we are one family connected by the sea. This park, once it's built, and we have to have it built, is a memorial that goes on for generations for her. This is my granddaughter. So this makes her the 4th generation born in America. There is not one physical space in the state of Rhode Island that say that the Cape Verdeans of Fox Point, who were the first community in America, even existed. This will be a place of reference for who we are in the globe.
Bem, que a gente chega no fim do nosso programa para essa semana, que não esquece, mano, se muito falando sempre no Novidade TV. Terá tudo semana, sábado, 6 horas da tarde, terça-feira, 9h30 da manhã, e quarta-feira, 5 horas da tarde. Nós marca no nosso calendário para assim não poder encontrar tudo semana. E também através da internet na nobidadetv.com. Então, ali de Fox Point para Novidade TV, a minha Luís da Silva Lopes. Até a próxima.
Quem que partir para terra longe e deixa a mãe e deixa o pai e deixa irmãos que deixa avó, ela vai buscar